What is up, YouTube? Aura Storm here, coming at you guys with another video today. Today I was going to do the Arc 5 anime reviews for 99 and 100. Unfortunately, the actual subbed versions are not currently released yet. So I may have to push that video to next week. But nevertheless, I'm going to still bring you guys content because I did notice that Yugioh Pro Salvation is actually up and running again. However, since DN is down, I thought I'd bring you guys, a summary of the options you do have outside of Dueling Network that you want to use. Now, there isn't quite a replacement for what Dueling Network is because DN is a in real life simulator, and there isn't really, the automated options definitely don't replace that. You still, will probably need to go on Dueling Network to actually test your deck and learn how to play it. Nevertheless, if you want to move towards automation, if you want to try out some other programs, there are other options out there, and there are actually 4 really good, solid options for you out there. I'll have all these links down below in the description box so you can kind of get an idea of which ones you want to use. So the first off, I think, needs no introduction, which is DevPro. DevPro is probably the most streamlined of the bunch. It's the most popular, and for good reason. DevPro is they make things really, really simple. That's one of the things I like about their program. One of the things it has the traditional chat thing, the ranking thing, but the main thing I really like about DevPro is they make things file managers really simple. If you want to send your buddy this awesome replay you had, or a deck list you've been working on, you can send it. The only problem is, of course, with all the programs have this issue. When you have a replay, sometimes it will error out, depending on if you and the other thing is I really like half the time I will move replays over from the other, servers. I'll move them over to the DevPro folder because the replays actually work on here. So that's one of the things I really like about DevPro. And the other nice thing is the customization is really simple. You can see some of my game backgrounds I've used in some of my videos here. You can see my covers, some of the sleeves I've used. You kind of get the idea. They make it. The good thing I like about it is they size it for you. I don't have to do any extra stuff into Paint. Not that it's really that hard. If I really want a sleeve, I can go into Paint.net, do some editing, and it's really simple. But at the same time, DevPro makes it simple. That way I don't have to do that extra work, which is really nice. So it's one of the things that, DevPro is the most popular, and for good reason. So let's get to the next program, which is Yugioh Pro, which is the second. This is program, I believe it's the only one of these 4 that works on Mac. I don't have a Mac, so I'm not certain, but I know a lot of Mac users are stuck with this program. But the thing is, the developers of Yugioh Pro have really done a good job making it, fixing the problems it did have. I do still have some issues that I'll get to, but the main thing I had with this thing was that which moved me over to DevPro and Salvation, was that these developers didn't do the good job updating. However, as of late, they have really streamlined it, and they get the cards up much faster, which is really good. They do have them in beta, so you have cards that are beta testing, meaning they don't have them. They don't know whether there's any bugs, but they're releasing them to make sure you get a hold of them. So that's one of the nice things, is that that has improved. That being said, and the actual against other players, it works fine, but when I go into the AI mode, it crashes constantly. However, that being said, their AI mode is by far the best of any of these other programs. All these other programs have bots you can test against, but Yugioh Pro has by far the most diverse. You can test against everything from Battle Boxers to Cosmo. Basically, any kind of matchup you're having trouble with. Now, the AI is far from perfect. However, the fact that they can actually, they got all these different decks you can test against is really helpful. I've been using it to test against Cosmo for the YCS. It's not perfect, but I was having trouble with the Cosmo matchup, and helped me learn some of the strengths and weaknesses of my deck. And then the third program I want to talk about today is Yugioh Pro Dawn of a New Era. I know Callie affected a review of this not too long ago, and it was about a year. It was about a half a year. It was back in August, I think, of last year. But Dawn of a New Era is not a bad program, but the issues with it are there. The biggest thing I have with this program is they have every time I've logged in as of late, they have it updated to where a message badgers me to donate to their server, and it almost feels like before I had virus thing. I get it that your server takes money to update, but at the same time, I can find time to donate to your server, but you don't have to have a server message or your bots badger me to donate to your server. I understand these servers cost money, but at the same time, it makes me not want to donate. I don't want to say it that way, but it's kind of bothered me. And the other thing that kind of annoyed me, one of the things I really liked about this particular server was that in the past they did have a with your customization features, you could actually have it set up to where your opponent could see your sleeves and stuff. But for some reason, for a lot of reasons, they opted to move that behind a paywall, and that's not. I don't have a problem with that. DevPro and a lot of the other servers are the same way. But you're losing advantage of something that differentiates you from the other servers. That being said, they do really have pretty simplified customization. The sounds are there, the textures are there. It's pretty easy to edit Dawn, which is really nice. And there's some other cool things, like you can have teams, you can set up tournaments a lot easier. It is more convenient for sure if you're one of those people who likes to play as a group or whatever. But at the same time, it's not perfect. Overall, I think Dawn is probably the one I would spend the least time on. But there we go. So the last program I'm going to talk about today is Salvation. Now, Salvation is a program that has been offline for quite some time. I believe, I remember trying to log on a few months ago. I'm like, it's not working. And that's because the developers had some problems they decided to take down, it was best to take down the server and bring it back up when it was up and running again. And unfortunately, that has hurt the server because there aren't that many players on the server now because people don't even know it's up and running. But that being said, Salvation is back, and one of the aspects of Salvation, as opposed to, Dawn has this issue, they take a lot longer to update cards. Salvation has always been really good about updating the cards. It's one of the things that made them, differentiated them. And the developers are also really, really good at getting things fixed. If you go on the forum, post, and let them know, it's immediately fixed. Done. And I think that's one of the things is that they really do get right, is that they fix the bug immediately if you let them know it's there. I mean, I think I let them know about a bug with a Zephyr card way back when, and they had it fixed the same day. It was done. So that's one of the things I do really like about the other nice thing is, it has a really nice interface. They keep you up to date with all the new cards that are put in the server, with pictures and everything. It's one of the things I really, really like about the server. And otherwise, it's a pretty by-the-books program, but overall, I think Salvation is not a bad program by any stretch of the imagination. Overall, of these 4 programs, I think DevPro is probably still, best. But I do think that I would rank Dawn probably the worst simply because, but overall, I think all these programs do have their strong suits. So I'll have links down to all of them below in the description box so you can download them and try them for yourself. So anyway, guys, as always, thank you guys for watching my video today. Really appreciate it when you guys watch my videos, and stay tuned this weekend for the YCS Houston report later this weekend. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you guys for watching. So Warstorm signing out.